Hi, I'm Richie, otherwise known as Dirty Secretz, and I'm starting this new tutorial series on how to create progressive tech house. So it's that kind of tech house, that big room kind of progressive stuff that is out on Tool Room Records, Recovery Records, the stuff like by the likes of like CID Inc. and a few artists like that. It's that real kind of atmospheric, progressive, slow tech house kind of groove. I'm going to take you through every element of this track. What you're looking at on the screen at the moment is the finished track. So I'm recording this video last, so we're going to actually be creating this whole thing from scratch, and you'll see me build up the different layers as we go along. I'll start off with the, finding the right kick drum, layering all the drums together, first finding like the synthetic kind of drum hits, the kind of stuff straight out of drum machines, so we've got that kind of real crispness to it. And then adding on top of that some more organic percussion from loops from different libraries. Bring it all together using a compressor to kind of glue it all together. And then we'll be looking at creating more atmosphere from it. So adding some kind of air loops in there, some found sounds, using various percussion hits, and then putting plenty of reverb on them to kind of create more atmosphere. Some nice textures within the music. And then we'll be looking at the bass sound. So we're looking at the bass line. For that, I'm going to be using the Ana synth, and we're going to be just using a simple patch within there. I want to show that you can just find a simple bass patch in pretty much any synth that you use, and then use EQs and filters and compressors to kind of sculpt it to how you want it to be. It's all about the pattern with that bass line. So I'm going to be showing you how to create the pattern and kind of get it to the same pitch as your drums, so that you've got something to work around the whole track. Then we'll be creating this kind of a pad-like sound, this kind of evolving pad. We'll be creating this patch from scratch using the Ana synth. We'll be putting some reverb on it, EQ on it, and we'll be basically trying to create this kind of hoover kind of big room siren-y kind of sound that kind of just gently evolves through the track and just adds, again, more atmosphere to it, more bigness to the track, if that's a word. We'll also be creating a bit of a white noise kind of sweep as well that will kind of, again, build the atmosphere and build the energy within the track. And then I'll be looking at using a stab patch to kind of create a nice background kind of synth sound to kind of build it up within the breakdown. So that I'm going to be using again another stab sound that I found within the Ana synth. Again, it'll be whatever synth you've got. I'm sure there'll be plenty of stab sounds you'll be able to use for this. The whole point of this is to be able to pick a good stab sound and then use plenty of like EQs and filters and reverbs and stuff to kind of really sculpt it and bring it to life within the track. And then we'll be looking at adding some really strange effects. So like kind of the thing with this kind of big progressive tech house is lots of kind of spacey kind of sounds going on within it. And we're going to be looking at using the Ana synth, as you can with any synth, to create some really weird sounds, and also using the simpler as well. So we'll be taking a simple percussion sound using the loop tool within the simpler to kind of create some moving textures and some really weird alien sounds. That's quite good fun, and that can be used in numerous different kind of genres and tracks. And then finally using, again, the Ana synth to create a kind of acidy kind of arpeggiated top line. Again, I'm going to do this from scratch. That we could use the arpeggiator MIDI tool within Ableton, but I'm going to show you how to create that kind of pattern yourself, so you've got more control over it and you can kind of play with it a bit more, come up with a bit more of a melody. And then again, using all the effects on there to kind of bring it to life and merge it in with the track, make it really wide, so we create this massive track by the end of it. And then finally, we'll go over and we'll mix and we'll do a very basic master, so it's kind of big enough and clean enough to be able to play within your set. We're going to be mixing throughout the whole tutorial, so there won't be too much of that to do at the end. But so we'll have at the end of the track, at the end of the video, we'll have a track that we'll be able to play out in a club. So I'm going to stop talking now, and I'm going to play through this track that we've created, and you can hear exactly what we're going to be creating in the next few videos.